have dreams, but do you also have trust issues? Well, here's what we're going to talk about today. This is something. Have you ever been in a ride that has all the things you want? You thought that the world was so great, but then actually, no, it sucks. Well, that's basically what it is if you look in the title. But before we're gonna start, yes, I'm alive. No, I'm not dead. I've just been through some things. I've been really busy doing some events and you know what. But I'm back. I'm creating original content. I think I'll give you a little bit of intro for our little anime here. So a company, well not a company, a place called House of Illuminati of Glass Show decided to make a Willy Wonka chocolate experience ride. Well, not a ride. It's more like an amusement park to have fun. But it's way far from that. There's no such thing as an amusement park if you see these images. Sorry for the janky editing software. Well, it makes sense. I don't know how to edit. I cannot edit videos. But anyways, this is what you expect when you see those expectations versus reality videos. Or maybe expectation versus reality photos. Where on the left you see a beautifully creative, imaginative, AI generated place where you set Willy Wonka chocolate factory or a candy factory. And on the right side is like something if you have a birthday party in your kid's basement. So, what do the children react? Well, obviously they're not happy about this. Look at some of the things they said. The Willy Wonka experience ran by House of Illuminati Glass Show. This was described as the fully Willy Wonka experience with chocolate fountains, etc., and great day out for kids. Fortunately, some kids were not having a good time there. They were instead of tears, instead of a river of chocolate, they're starting rivers of tears for these kids. And I can't believe the runners House of Illuminati run this. Come on, that is not coincidence. So if you keep googling this, Wonka chocolate experience, this is basically what you try to come up with a school play. You just grab a bunch of shit and then you just let's put it here and here. Forget about the backgrounds and everything, and let's just put stuff here. Like some of these are like some came out of school plays or they just stole it out of an old amusement park. Also, this thing happened in Northern Ireland, so shout out to Northern Ireland. And for the people who was here, there were a bunch of employees there, and then they were last minute actors just to make something out of this. Now you might know this particular scene of this lady. So if you don't know, this is a Oompa Loompa trying to make candy out of chemistry, but instead of creating candy, decided to make crystal meth. This is like Willy Wonka. Instead of creating tears of joy to kids, they're making tears of sadness, and they try to off it up with crystal meth. You could definitely see that girl was definitely not happy there. You just start doing a bunch of chemistry. I don't know if there's even chemistry there. I'm pretty sure there was just a bunch of jelly beans and just a bunch of gumdrops inside a test tube and a flask. And yeah, that's basically it. There's not much. This guy thought he was an Oompa Loompa. He's getting paid for much. I don't know how much he was getting paid for this, but they say they were last minute actors. So this whole thing was definitely AI generated. The guy who was Willy Wonka doesn't even resemble to Willy Wonka. His name is Paul Connell. I don't know if you can see his face or not because of my janky video editing. Forget about that. So Paul Connell was just a last minute actor like everybody else. He was given a 15-page script that was a bunch of AI gibberish. I don't know why he agreed to do this. This is like some kind of sketchy off-brand company, or are you just being scammed that, hey, we need you to do this. We want you to be in an act. We need you to be part of an acting. You want to be a part of an act. You want to be the career as an actor. You want to join the movie. Well, here's a 15-page script. Remember it for tomorrow. What do you mean tomorrow? To me, the dude looks like he's pretty wholesome. He doesn't look like he's going. It doesn't look like he wants to make children sad. But well, this is what he gets for trusting a weird company calling itself Illuminati. But it gets even worse. So after the kids were definitely not happy. So let's make them sadder. Let's give him like a half cup of lemonade and a few jelly beans. I'm not kidding. They gave him that. This is looking to be pretty sad. The more I look deeper into this, they were just given half a glass of lemonade and some jelly beans. I try to hold my laughter, but I just can't. Imagine the kids were just eating a jelly bean and a piece of gum they saw and some lemonade. You could have just given them actual Snickers bars or I don't know, some kind of candy bars. But no, they put the budget on actors and a bunch of broken stuff they didn't want. They also covered the whole thing with just tarp. The whole black thing is just tarp if you look behind. I'm sorry, I just keep looking at this. But this is some kind of what you see on cosplay conventions where you don't have enough money, so you just put a bunch of crap in there. You just put something out of an amusement park, like a giant concrete or some kind of cemented building that created, and like, hey, can we borrow this for a few seconds? Like, what even is this? This is look like is this supposed to be Willy Wonka or Fruit of Looking Glass? I was only going back to this kid. I just love this image. This is came out of the scene of Breaking Bad and Willy Wonka just combined together. The whole thing is just some kind of giant garage or some kind of I don't know, just kind of weird stadium, and then you just grab a bunch of like props from Hollywood or something just to make it look cool. And I don't even know what's the point of those, the conveyor belts for. I can't stress there's so many funny things to do. This just one single gummy bear. It's just there. It's just there. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any background. It doesn't have like something on the floor to make it look aesthetic. And then there's this, which is just random science equations next to a pipe. Here they're continuing to making more tarps or what point of cloth, so they make sure they're where they go, where they're not supposed to go. And lastly is the AI generated photo, just printed out there and just put it in the wall just to make it aesthetic. You could have just paint the whole thing, but I don't know if this place was just been rented or not. Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm done showing you all these photos. They prove my editing. But it gets even better, trust me. So, Willy Wonka. It's just about a story about about a chocolate experience, about learning about to be selfish. But what if I tell you we need more than that? Like, the company said, this is all great and all, but let's add a villain to it. Maybe some kind of bad guy who always wants to ruin Mr. Willy Wonka's experience and scare the children. So our main antagonist for our favorite anime here is known as the Unknown. That's basically her name is. Well, yeah, that's what I said, her name, because it was played by a girl. So this is some kind of goofy goober boogeyman who scares children. He hides behind the mirror. It just scares kids, and it actually did scare the kids, and it made it sad. And I'm pretty sure this girl's script is also AI generated. Well, not her script. Willy Wonka's experience. So when Willy Wonka said there is an enemy, well, there is something big in the walls. He is unknown. So that is we call him So that's what we call him, the Unknown. Come on, you gotta believe that was AI generated. I want to give my condolences to the actors, including Mr. Willy Wonka and the Unknown, and including the Oompa Loompa who works at the meth lab. I hope they get paid really well. I hope they get clout somehow or something. Make sure they don't get their reputations ruined because of this excuse for an experience or a tour. Now, all this thing seems pretty amazing, but at first I gotta ask. Where's the chocolate bars? Where's the chocolate fountains? Well, makes sense. This whole thing is pretty cheap, and they definitely AI generated images just to trick these kids to coming. Speaking of trickery, I wonder what the parents would think. Well, obviously the parents were pretty mad, and even the kids were like crying in the corner and like, who the hell is the Unknown? And Hasawalumi did come out with a statement like this. It's like, oh, we didn't know. This it basically says, oh, we didn't know this was a sham. We're giving everyone a refund. It's something like that. But that's not the point. The point is, you're not supposed to bring something like this out of the blue. If you're going to make a Willy Wonka chocolate experience, maybe you should rethink about what you're going to do, and maybe hire a few more people. I don't know if they have a lot of money to do this, or are they just really cheap. So yeah, that's the Willy Wonka experience, etc., etc. So what are my thoughts about this? I believe that this whole thing is AI. The whole script is AI. Who made it AI? I'm pretty sure they just go to Chat GPT and ask, hey, how should we do this? Can you give me like a drawing and an image of Willy Wonka experience so we can, trick kids into coming? But yeah, but I hope the kids enjoyed their $2 glass, half of a glass of lemonade, and their single jelly bean, and probably some gum they give you. Anyway, you know what? Script. It's probably not gum. I bet really sure Willy Wonka doesn't even have gum. They just give him like a single Oreo at least, or maybe like they crack it or here. Would you like a piece of Oreo here? Yeah. So basically it. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to the actors who agreed to do this for some reason. Shout out. I hope the kids get some. I hope you get your kids somewhere else instead of whatever the hell this is. I swear to God, this place is really funny. If you go look at Google, there's a bunch of weird stuff you can find there. There's a picture of a random ball pit, just right there. There's just a random ball pit in the center. So yeah, sad experience for the kids. Sorry, but what do you expect? We can't trust the House of Illuminati instead, anyways. That's pretty about it. See ya.